My family and friends remember a 21-year-old man killed in a brutal attempted robbery. Adrian Smith was killed a year ago today while walking with his friend near Fort Lauderdale. And for his family, the anguish on this one-year anniversary is made worse by the fact that the killer was never caught. Photojournalist Ben Gonzalez has more on the mystery surrounding the murder of Adrian Smith.
I need to know so I can have closure. I need to know what happened because I need to know what was my son's last words. That's what I need. I need closure.
You go where's high. I can feel you, Anton. I can feel you present in our hearts. So all I'm just telling you to rest now, Anton.
The little things people take for granted, that's what I miss. That's what I miss the most.
It's coming to a close. They're gonna find out who did this to you. The cowardly person who did this to you. They're gonna find him. They're gonna find him. Oh yeah, this dark cloud been over our heads. We need rest from it now.
That's what I miss the most. My son can't come in and hug me. You know, he can't come in and say, "Mama said I love you."
You hear the anger in their voices. The Cuban community here expresses its outrage over the taking of Elian Gonzalez.
They made a fool of us. They lied to us.
With the presence of hundreds of police officers, though, a gentle push becomes a shove. A peaceful protest changes as the streets of Little Havana boil over. And burn.
The fires, there is a way of us getting noticed because, it's like nothing compared to what the police were using. Police were like just coming up to people and beating them up just because they were talking and yelling. We were not doing anything.
Miami police in full field gear chase down some of the suspected troublemakers. Officers confront others with force. The pepper spray and tear gas sends dozens running, including those who came to make a point. And even with burning eyes and lungs, they vow to push on.
We are going to demonstrate, but no violence, please. We need peace. This is Easter, almost Easter. We need to live in peace.
The rafters have been waiting days for a sunrise like this, one that brings with it clear skies and calm water. They have been patient. Now they are anxious to go.
We arrived here 8 days ago without a raft. The people of Cojimar supplied us with wood, nails, and inner tubes.
At Cojimar, the rafters are gathered by the dozens, going about their morning routines. As soon as a few others arrive, they say, they will all leave together. The rafters want to get underway before talks begin later this week between the U.S. and Cuba.
My worry are the talks between Clinton and Castro. I must leave now because it's easy to go. If the policy changes, I will be stuck here in Cuba, and my life will be made very difficult.
At Havana del Este, another group loads its raft with supplies. On the front of the raft sits the statue of Our Lady of Charity. The 10 men here tried to make it out Sunday, but the water was too rough. They believe the Virgin Mary saved them.
The waves were hitting us very hard, and the Virgin of Charity never moved at all. We have faith that she will guide us to our final destination.
This group has prepared well, their craft equipped with a rudder for steering. A bottle is filled with cigarettes to help them pass the time during their long hours ahead under the brutal sun. By late Monday afternoon, many more rafts arrive at the shore near Havana. In a scene repeated time and again, the rafters are surrounded by well-wishers. This group is clearly inexperienced on the sea, at first rowing against each other rather than together. After a few chaotic minutes, they organize and begin their journey. The number of Cuban rafters being picked up will not immediately increase. It will take a day or two before those leaving now reach the waters being patrolled by the U.S. Coast Guard. John Zarella, CNN, Havana del Este, Cuba. At the Weather Bureau in Havana, meteorologists monitor an approaching storm. Soon, the weather along the coast will deteriorate, they say. Along the shore in Jaimanitas, west of Havana, the raft building continues. Word of the storm has reached the rafters. They will not chance the sea now.
Everyone I see that is leaving, I tell them not to, because there's a storm coming.
Osvaldo Barcenas and his nephew have been building their raft for 4 days. As they work, Osvaldo's 10-year-old son, Willem, fishes with a hand line at the end of a jetty. In a couple days, he will leave his home behind. He's excited, but a little nervous, because he's heard some bad things about life in the United States.
The U.S. is rich. Everyone can live well. But you can't go out into the streets because there are problems like guns and robberies.
The raft is being built to carry 8 people. They all know they will probably end up at Guantanamo. But Osvaldo says that doesn't matter.
They could have me in a concentration camp for a year, but I've been in a concentration camp for the past 30 years. It's time to look for something better.
On the streets of Jaimanitas, life continues at a normal pace, interrupted only by the coming and going of rafters. This family just moved here from Camagüey because it's easier, they say, to build a raft and leave from here. As soon as theirs is done, they will be gone. As long as Fidel Castro doesn't change the rules, time is on the side of the rafters. After waiting years for this chance at freedom, holding off a couple more days, the rafters say, is no problem at all. John Zarella, CNN, Jaimanitas, Cuba.
Not many of us begin each day wondering where the breeze will take us. It's what balloonists live for and their passengers pay for. There is a lot of air to heat before we let nature choose our course. The warmth fills the colorful envelopes, so they seem like lazy giants waking from a nap, picking themselves up for a day's adventure. On this morning, 3 balloons owned by 3 Central Florida companies rise together. The more balloons, the prettier the experience.
The ranch just north of us, 2,000 acres.
Our pilot, Norm Fraser, takes us to 2,000 feet over southern Osceola County. He's taught many of the other local pilots to fly.
People have been ballooning for over 200 years. First manned balloon flight was out of Paris in 1783.
Good way to make a living?
Well, if you don't want to have a lot of money, it is.
We're joined by a gentleman from Denver, another from Winter Park, and a couple from Great Britain. For each, it's the first balloon flight.
It's far better than I expected it to be. It's really, really nice. It's calm until the gas goes on. All gets a bit noisy then, but no, it's a fantastic experience.
Our piece is punctuated by the unavoidable blast from propane burners. And if it sounds loud to you, imagine standing below them. But between the necessary burns to maintain altitude, there is an almost ethereal silence. This does not feel like flying at all. It's floating, as though gravity doesn't exist.
It's a very peaceful sport, and that kind of got me hooked, and I wanted to do it more and more, and the only way to do that is to buy a balloon and start a business.
So everybody just bend your knees a little bit and hold on.
Landing is both unpredictable and exhilarating.
Whee! Anyone that you walk away from is a good landing.
That was fantastic. It was really calm, actually, which was not what I expected.
How about
Brilliant.
the landing?
It was okay.
As is tradition in this sport, in celebration of getting down alive, out comes a bottle of bubbly. The first balloonists who flew from Paris frightened the peasants in the countryside who believed an evil spirit had come to attack them. So the pilots explained they couldn't be evil spirits if they carried good spirits.
And set us gently back again into the loving arms of Mother Earth.
Craig Eicher, News Center 6.